Hey all, it's Webcamparrot, and today I'd like to talk about the powers of the greatest hero you've never heard of, Booster Gold. I'll be going over the various feats and appearances of Michael Carter throughout post-Crisis. Unlike most of the other characters that I have covered in the past, Booster doesn't tend to get stronger over time because of his reliance on technology, so instead, I've decided to split this video up into his various suits and gadgets that he picked up and utilised over the years. I'll talk about his original suit built from futuristic 25th century technology, the suit Ted Cord made for him, the alien Booster Gold Mark X, also called the Flesh Driver, and the special no-holds-barred Supernova Suit created by Rip and Booster, made from the most advanced technology throughout time. I'll also go over some of his other various gadgets, including his loyal robotic companion, Skeets. Michael Carter has gone through several different stages in his life as a comic book character. Prior to becoming a superhero, he was an incredibly successful college football player with a very promising career ahead of him. Due to poverty and the failing health of his mother, however, Michael ended up betting on his own games and rigging the results to make the money necessary to pay for their medical bills. Eventually, he would be caught and banned from playing football on the professional level forever, with his name permanently tarnished. The only job available to him was as a janitor in a museum of history. There, the wing on 21st century superheroes would inspire him to take action. From here, he would steal various bits of futuristic technology to make his original suit, including various extremely powerful pieces of tech I will cover later. From here, he would also steal Rip Hunter's original time machine from the museum, travelling back to the 21st century to become Booster Gold. His name was actually originally intended to be Gold Star, named after the company he founded once he arrived, but due to misspeaking on national television, he combined his nickname from his football days, Booster, with the word Gold, and was forever branded as Booster Gold. During this time, he would do what very few heroes were willing to do: shill and shill hard. He would sell out his name for sponsorships, comics, and even cars. This continued for a while, but eventually fell to pieces around him. From here, he would join the Justice League International, where he would often play the fool. During this time, he would face off against some of the Justice League's worst villains, including Despero, who I covered in a video recently, and Doomsday, who I'll be covering soon. However, all of this ends up being a cover for his true calling as a guardian of time. Because of the dangerous nature of being a time cop, it is necessary for him to convince the world that he is nothing but a shill and a moron. If his role as a time cop was ever made truly public, it would be possible for one of his regular villains to simply kill his parents before he was born, or strangle him in his crib, meaning that no one could ever know how many times he has saved the multiverse, making him the greatest hero you have never heard of. First, I want to talk about Booster's capabilities even without his suits. Probably his biggest advantage is that Booster Gold is a 25th century man in the 21st century, so he has forewarning for a large variety of historical events, and with the help of Skeet's databanks, even small things like individual robberies aren't a secret to him. During a particularly odd storyline, several humans were picked out by the Guardians of the Universe to ascend to a new level. Michael Carter was one of these humans, and these adaptations allowed him to resist a special quantum virus created by none other than Monarch himself. This same power is what allows him to resist the powerful life-draining effects of the Flesh Driver, a device that normally quickly kills even powerful aliens. Either this, or his frequent jumps through time, prevented him from forgetting Maxwell Lord even after Lord erased his presence from the entire collective consciousness. Booster has also travelled through time so often that he knows certain portions of history well enough to avoid messing up the time stream due to his interference. We would even see that an older version of Booster is even more knowledgeable on time travel and its technology than Rip Hunter, who would otherwise be by far the most experienced time traveler in DC. Michael's experience with 25th Tech also enables him to easily hack into the US government's secure databases. By far, his most bizarre experience is his life as the Perforated Man. Booster, as a result of his constant time travel and a special drug created by one of his villains, developed a degenerative temporal-based disease. This disease would regularly shunt his body and consciousness throughout time and space, often for thousands or millions of years at a time. Whilst he had this condition, he was seemingly immortal and endured an inconceivable amount of suffering. Even finishing a single sentence could take him 10,000 years as a result of the constant time shifts. He would eventually be cured of this disease by Brainiac 5, which would also greatly extend his lifespan. Booster Gold's original suit is the one we most often see him in, and is definitely his most iconic look. It has several pieces of incredibly advanced technology from the 25th and 30th century, including a Legion flight ring, which naturally allows him to fly, and a specialized strength suit that allows him to lift several tons and makes him more durable in general. This super strength took out Mammoth with no problems whatsoever and casually one-shot Blackguard. Shockwave was likewise taken out, and he can easily punch through a super advanced helicopter in one hit. It also comes with several powerful blasters that can be set to various power levels. These blasters can punch through 2 feet of concrete easily, and on one occasion atomized a 3/4 ton steel aircraft engine. The energy necessary to do this is actually incredibly significant, as even 7.9 grams of steel takes over 59,000 joules to atomize, meaning it would take over 5 billion to take out this engine entirely, roughly equivalent to 20,000 grenades worth of energy. This is of course a massive low end for these blasters. Even on their lower settings, they disabled an armoured car in one shot. Robin was similarly defeated, and Booster claimed that these blasters would have no trouble taking out the Emerald Eye of Ekron, a power that rivals even a Green Lantern ring and powerhouses like Lobo. His goggles also allow him to see into the infrared. By far its most powerful asset is the 30th Century Forcefield. It uses the same force field technology as Brainiac 5's, and should logically scale to its predecessors as well. This force field is incredibly durable. Advanced laser fire and city block sized explosions are useless against it, even on lower settings. Brainiac 2's force field, which is far less advanced, was able to completely destroy a cosmic predator known as a lunavore. These planet-sized creatures hunt by flying at worlds at superluminal speeds, destroying them in one swoop, but was stopped dead in its tracks by one of these force fields. Booster tanked several hits from Ultra Boy using his super strength, who should be relative to Superboy, and tanked attacks from an Ace robot that was specifically made to be more powerful than Captain Marvel with these force fields as well. Attacks that knocked out Captain Atom in one hit were completely ineffective on Booster whilst he was using the shield, and even Despero's blasts were repelled by it. Doomsday himself has tried to penetrate this shield on several occasions, only rarely actually punching through it when he uses his utmost power. It wouldn't be much of an exaggeration to say that whilst Booster has these force fields active, he's practically invulnerable, as even Trigon was unable to kill him in 1 or 2 shots whilst Booster had these fields active. On top of this, it has some other strange and useful properties. Jay Garrick was unable to phase through it, and it has self-repairing features. The polarity of the force field can be reversed and used as a weapon, which was able to one-shot Chameleon Boy. It can also be expanded to contain things outside of Booster Gold's body, like a cloud of deadly gas, and on one occasion even temporarily contained Doomsday, with the beast having to use a higher degree of his strength to break out of it. It's also capable of absorbing attacks and fusing them together on a molecular level, only to launch them back at the person responsible for the attack. This even worked on Guy Gardner's Green Lantern ring, but he was admittedly holding back pretty significantly at the time due to a shift in his personality. We did see later that this force field was clearly capable of imprisoning a full power Guy Gardner without any problems, holding him for so long that he even fell asleep inside of it, so it's not surprising for it to be on this level anyway. Even an enraged Power Girl has been rebuffed by this force field before, even when it was directly stated that she wasn't holding back in the encounter whatsoever. The combined fire of Mongul's warship and Cyborg Superman, who had only just defeated the Eradicator with these same attacks, couldn't pierce his shield. Michael can also overload the suit by feeding power back into it, which can be dangerous, but is safe so long as he uses it up quickly and makes him significantly more powerful. The force field also has inbuilt life support and can allow him to survive in a vacuum. Whilst he was wearing this suit, Michael survived a psychic blast from Minddancer, powered by the minds of over 900 men, several of which died as a result. It's unclear whether this was due to the suit or his own mental fortitude, however. Eventually, this original suit would be further upgraded by Rip Hunter and Michael during his time as a temporal police officer. Time circuits would be installed and connected to various time travel devices under their disposal, which would allow Booster to travel through time at will. He's even teamed up with himself using this before, but it's definitely not something he would normally resort to. He's also well known for simply taking weapons from throughout time and using them to solve his current problems, only to return them moments after. Either these coronal circuits or the force field protected Booster from a number of incredibly hazardous environments, including the time stream, a violent time storm, and even the memory wiping and existence erasing effects of the Flashpoint paradox. Rip Hunter also seems to have installed a universal translator within the suit, and Skeets added supervision to his goggles. Skeets, Booster's most common companion, is a Model 2 security droid built in the 25th century, and is a veritable Swiss army knife of problem solving. He has similar if less powerful blasters to Booster, which one-shot Batwoman. Like I mentioned earlier, he has an absolute ton of information from the future, giving Booster valuable data on individuals and events, even if they have yet to occur. His second most used power is his advanced hacking capabilities, beyond even Booster's level. Considering Booster easily hacked into a secure US government file and database section in about a minute, that's pretty impressive. The 1000 Gang's super advanced detection computers were overpowered easily, along with their solar laser, and after some upgrades from Rip Hunter, casually cracked into the Bat computer in a couple seconds. Even Lex Luthor's hyper-advanced security systems were casually stripped down by Skeets in moments, and advanced alien tech like Mongul's warship was similarly no problem for the little 25th century probe. Far more often than that, however, we will see Skeets use incredibly advanced scanning technology that, at its most basic level, was capable of detecting life and radar, as well as blocking the same radar signal. He goes far beyond this, however, as Skeets was able to, on multiple occasions, detect the presence of dimensional gateways being opened, and can even directly scan a person's DNA in a few seconds. Most notably, Skeets is able to not only detect coronal energy, that's energy which is left behind due to time travel and other time-related phenomenon, but can also recognize each individual coronal signature and track it through time to its destination or source with ease. Skeets has a number of other useful features as well. he was able to recreate the specific spectrum of a Green Lantern's ring to defeat a Black Lantern, Ted Kord, and was able to take over for Booster, powering up his shields and controlling his suit when he was knocked out. Even against Maximilian, a far more advanced, modern 97.8 droid, Skeets was able to outfit himself with a special rusting serum that was able to defeat the more advanced droid after Rip Hunter upgraded him. He created a specific frequency that forced Mr. Mind out of its host body and disabled Black Beetle's tech with an electronic pulse. Skeets even made a completely intangible being made of pure time solid by manipulating his molecular density. The most powerful version of Skeets by far, however, comes in 52, when he was host to an amped Mr. Mind, also known as a Venusian Mindworm. This Mr. Mind had been fed suspendium, a form of solid time created by Dr. Sivana for an extended period. This, along with Skeets' futuristic technology, allowed Mr. Mind to evolve into a multiversal threat. He one-shot Firestorm extremely casually, and essentially just soloed all of Infinity Corp. He used coronal acceleration to age and teleport Super Chief away, and casually dismantled the powerful Time Master Wave Rider. A Phantom Zone projector would be used on him only for this version of Skeets to eat the Phantom Zone. That's right, he ate the entire Phantom Zone. Eventually, this Mr. Mind Skeets hybrid would evolve, claiming that it was hungry and wished to consume entire universes. He was able to unleash the Phantom Zone that he had previously eaten, and according to Rip Hunter was a threat to the entire multiverse. He could directly eat events from history, and would have eventually taken over the entire collective consciousness if it wasn't for the actions of Booster Gold and Rip Hunter. Naturally, this super-powered version of Skeets and Mr. Mind isn't something that Booster Gold would have access to at any point, but I figured this is the only time I would ever get to mention it, so here I am telling you guys about it. After a scuffle with the Doomsday, Booster's original suit would become damaged, and he would be forced to use a suit made by Ted Kord. It was far less effective than his original suit, and the only notable thing it would really do was survive a couple of attacks from Guy Gardner. Booster would be soundly defeated by the Devastator, who badly injured him, chopping off his arm. Ted would again recreate the suit, this time with the addition of a prosthetic arm and the life support necessary to keep Booster going despite his injuries. He would use this far weaker suit for a while, but would finally ditch it when he was healed by Monarch. Ted Kord would again create a suit for him, this time using advanced alien technology, calling it the Booster Gold Mark X. This suit has Skeets built right into it and is capable of a number of things that his previous suits were not. Notably, universal translation, which would lead us to the discovery that the suit was actually called the Flesh Driver, and was powered by an individual's life energy, something that Booster was able to resist thanks to his advanced biology. It has this special super-powered Midas form that was capable of creating a specific harmonic frequency to destroy a crystal-based opponent. This suit can even continue to fight if Michael is unconscious, and managed to create a counter-virus that rebuffed hacking attempts, throwing them back at their opponents. Despite all of this, however, Booster's by far most powerful arsenal comes from the Supernova Suit. For a long time it was unknown who Supernova actually was, but it would eventually be revealed that Booster was Supernova all along. Others would go on to use the Supernova Suit after Michael, but it is still something that he should have access to if he needs it. The suit has a number of features, including size-changing capabilities, thanks to a combination of the Atom's White Dwarf star-powered size-changing belt, and technology lifted from the bottle city of Kandor. It contains Luthor's kryptonite glove, and even some of Hawkgirl's nth metal. However, by far its most impressive features come straight from the Phantom Zone projector. Because of this, Supernova is able to easily teleport around the universe as he wishes, and can even extremely precisely teleport other people or objects anywhere he wants them to be. It can also, of course, send you directly to the Phantom Zone, a place that very few characters can actually escape from, and has the same time travel circuitry as Booster Gold's original suit. The Supernova Suit also seems to have the same supervision capabilities as Booster's classic suit, as it was able to see one of Lex Luthor's satellites from hundreds of miles away, as well as some nasty lasers capable of vaporizing anything they come into contact with. A focused shot was even able to punch through Booster's force field, which is incredibly impressive, as you should already be aware of if you watched the rest of this video. The Supernova Suit can create duplicates of yourself, and even make you intangible. On top of all of this, whilst you are wearing the suit, time is frozen for you. This means that you don't age, don't get hungry or thirsty, and even death will be forestalled as long as the suit remains intact. Booster is a one-of-a-kind hero, and has developed from a whiny opportunist into a fully fledged hero unlike many other characters in his time in comics. Anyway, that's it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you were inspired to buy any comics as a result of this video, please use the affiliate link in the description. If you would like to support the channel but don't want to buy any comics, please consider donating via the PayPal link in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.